After playing Minecraft for 8 years, I discovered 99.7 secrets, and today I'm going to reveal each one of them to you. Starting with giving the extra life and regeneration command to the wolf, its tail starts spinning. Just with potions, it spins a little, but if I give the regeneration command without, his tail spins very fast. And if you remove the effects of regeneration and extra life, his tail returns to normal. That's so crazy, right? If you knew this curiosity, I will still show you over 98 more. Even this blaze here is really catching my attention. Inside this chest there are 7 snowballs, and it is possible to eliminate a blaze using only them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who would have thought, right, that these snowballs would be so useful? The number 3 is a bit different. When you generate a fish out of water, it starts jumping like this. Let me give him some water because I don't want him to die, man. However, if you generate the same fish on top of a slime, it starts jumping very, very, very high. This is crazy, dude. That fish is jumping higher than me. This is me, and this is the fish. Can I hit it in the air? Oh, hit him, poor thing. No! So far, I have only shown you 3 secrets. There are 96.7 more. Now I'm in a swamp full of ghasts to prove to you that all the cats that spawn here inside the witch's house are black 100%. If it's born outside, it might just be a normal cat, dude. I just generated over 100 cats here, and all of them produced inside this little house are black. But why are there so many ghasts in the swamp? Because the 4th curiosity is that you can pull ghasts with a fishing rod, and you can bring them anywhere in your world. In fact, it's a very good tactic to go through a portal with them. But that's not all. Besides pulling ghasts, you can fish a TNT to wherever you want. This is really funny to do, and obviously you can bring animals too, right? Until version 1.18, the llama was the only mob that could harm you in peaceful. But the secret that nobody knows is that I can put it in the Pacific now. And in version 1.19, it doesn't spit anymore. What's up, llama? You can't attack me anymore. This gigantic pig is very afraid of this little blue mushroom. How bizarre. But he is also afraid of the portal. I'm trying to make a really funny machine to scare away these animals. He's crazy. When you're wearing gold, the piglins won't get mad at you. I can switch to survival mode, and it's all good. If you open a chest near them, the creatures get furious. Then you think, just put a cart with a funnel under the chest, wait for the items to fall in here, and you open it. But no, cart with funnel, chest, and almost all things you open cause irritation to the piglins. So there's no point in trying to cheat these guys' system, or you'll end up like me, full of arrows. And a very quick fun fact is about sponges. Here in the Nether, wet sponges dry instantly. You can put all your sponges together, then break them, and they become these little dry sponges ready for you to use again in your ocean. When you wear a creeper head, it takes much longer for it to detect you, and I'm gonna do this test now. First, I'm gonna take the head off, and look, I'm 16 blocks away. The creeper doesn't detect me. I'm just walking here calmly. Now I'm gonna arrive here at block 15, and he will see me, see? Just looking. And you noticed me. If I come here, he will follow me here too. Crouched, we can get a little closer. I'm on 15, he hasn't seen me yet. I'm on floor 14, I'm on floor 13. He only sees me when I get to floor 12. It's turning and ready, it detected me. Now I'm going to move away, put on the creeper head, and get closer. I have a creeper head on, walking normally. I'm already 8 blocks away, and he doesn't even know I'm here, man. They will only detect me when I get 8 blocks in. See? 7. Now he knows I'm here. This here is really cool, and the creeper practically becomes my friend, but not really, right? It's also interesting to know that the Enderman won't attack you if you don't stop looking at him. I'm just staring at it forever, and it simply won't go away, dude. I can look at the time as much as I want here, but the moment I look away, it attacks me. So if you're in trouble running away from Enderman, just look him in the eyes, not like that. It is possible to put chests on llamas like this here, and when you pull one with the leash, all the other llamas follow, meaning you can go out in groups and carry thousands of items in their chests. When you have a village made up of houses with doors and beds and some villagers, iron golems can spawn. But when you ring a bell, all the villagers run inside their homes. Look at this craziness. Everyone is going inside their little houses. The iron golem is ready to protect, even if there's nothing to protect, right? Using the summoner, you can make all the blue sheep turn red instantly. He keeps doing this magic and does... and it turns all the sheep red. As for the creeper, when you throw a potion, for example, agility on it and it explodes, the effect that was on its body will be dropped on the ground. And if you go through the middle of that cloud, you get this effect. Look, I'm at speed 2 for 1 minute and 23 seconds thanks to the creeper. Pandas, in addition to eating bamboo, also eat cake. Look how cute the panda is eating a little cake, dude. Ate the little cake and now it's sweeter. This chick isn't here for no reason, dude. I'll show you something really cool about them. You can't hit a little chick inside a cart. It's just impossible to hit him. These mobs here hide a really cool secret. For example, if I press this button, all the mobs are hit by lightning. The villager turned into a witch. The creeper became electrified. The red cow turned into a brown cow, and the pig turned into a zombie piglin. Most of them, nothing happens if I press again. However, the mushroom cow keeps changing endlessly. Look at that. The red one turns brown, the brown one turns red. And you can exchange as many times as you want. When a desert zombie drowns, it becomes a different mob. I will show it here soon, just wait a few seconds. But I'm going to show you Curiosity 20 that you can create a golem. Just giving him a hard time. Alright, he's 100%. And now let's come back here and soon this zombie will change. And there it is, man. The desert zombie turned into a regular zombie. The normal zombie, however, has a slightly different property. I will hide him here because the iron golem is almost killing him. What was the iron golem? Messed up my experiment. The average zombie turns a drowned zombie. Very cool. Just with water, you can have 3 types of zombies. Number 21 shows that eventually the piglins will try to hunt the hoglins. And in some very rare cases, they will dance to celebrate the victory. Zombies, like piglins, have kind of a connection with each other. When one of them detects you, it starts calling all the others in the group to attack you, forming an apocalypse like this one you are seeing here in front of me. The villagers, when running away from zombies, become very fast. Even faster than the player himself. I can't catch up with a villager running away from a zombie. Look, he's super fast. Pandas have 7 different variations. The regular panda, the aggressive panda, which has this kind of angry look, the lazy panda who just lies around, the worried panda, which has this little look here, the playful panda doing somersaults, the sick panda that keeps sneezing, the brown panda, which is not a personality variation but rather a variation of exclusivity. It is very rare. And when there's a storm, the worried panda cries a lot. Poor thing. If you feed a brown mushroom cow with a random flower and taking their soup with a bowl, they might come with suspicious effects. For example, I will take this one and get the night vision effect. Something happens quickly and you can't see it, but each flower makes the cows come with a different effect. This is really cool. Saturation is the effect. The villagers show a preview of the items they trade. When you hold a bargaining chip in your hand, for example this one here, which is carrot, if I hold a carrot, he will show emerald. In addition to cats scaring creepers, they also scare phantoms. These flying mobs are very afraid of cats. If a piglin is brought from the nether to the normal world, he will start shaking and turn into a zombie piglin. You're already going to see this happening, but I'll show you Curiosity 29 now. What happens when a baby panda with a cold sneezes near other adults? Everybody else jumps like this. Tell me if that's not very cute. And has my piglin already turned into a zombie? It's here, dude. He turned with the crossbow he had in his hand. And Curiosity number 30 shows that bees are attracted to flowers. They will all hover around the flowers, but the craziest thing is that it even works with wither flowers. The problem is that when they pass by the wither flower, they start to decompose. The next interesting fact is also about the bee. When they sting you, they lose their stinger and die, and you end up with a little stinger stuck to your body, see? Mine stayed well on the shoulder. Dolphins can jump over obstacles. This is really cool. If the creeper is charged, defeating the wither skeleton gives a 100% chance to drop the head. And if there is a block between you and the creeper, the explosion causes much less damage. Is it possible to generate a friendly raider like this without a crossbow? Just recreate this system here and make the looter keep shooting at the wall infinitely. After a few minutes, his beast will break and he will become friendly. When you try to sleep in the nether, a bed explodes, but a villager can sleep without any problems. Could he be an alien? If you fall from a high place riding a pig, you can save yourself from the fall. Just keep swapping between the carrot stick and another item quickly. When you're getting close to the ground, pour water like crazy and you can save yourself and the pig. This villager is buying wheat for 20 emeralds. If I hit him a few times, his price goes up. And instead of 20, I need 24. The more you hit a villager, the more expensive the prices become. It already went to 30, and an emerald went to 11. In other words, do not hit the villagers, not for this or anything else. Whenever the skeleton kills a creeper, regardless of the reason, the creeper drops a disc. It can be any random music album. Foxes can grab several items just like players, but with their mouths, right? And some of these items are useful. For example, the Totem of Undying prevents her from dying. All zombies are mad at turtle eggs and will try to break them by stepping on them. Why? It's possible to sleep under lava. The problem, obviously, is when you wake up, if you're not as lucky as I am, you will be born right inside the lava. Still talking about sleeping, you can get some serious snoring by putting a toy cart and trying to lie down on a bed. Look where I ended up, bro. Here in the corner of the screen, there is an exact height at which if you fall from a boat, the boat breaks. And it is 49 blocks. Be careful, because if you have the bad luck to fall from this height, you will die. This is one of the coolest secrets in my opinion. There is a way for several players to fly using only an elytra. It's using a saddled pig with a player riding on top. I'm flying together with Lactose on just one elytra. It's almost impossible to jump a fence in Minecraft. But if I'm on fire and jump at the right moment, it's possible to get through, dude. Once you're inside a bush, it's impossible to jump. There's no way to get out of it by jumping. To avoid taking damage underwater, you can use a door and all the bubbles that are disappearing will reappear. This is a bug that has existed for years in Minecraft and has never been fixed. Still about the water, it's possible to sleep underwater and you won't drown. Unless you wake up, right? We've reached curiosity number 50, and it makes you immortal in Minecraft. Let's say you fell into lava. You pause the game, leave the world, and re-enter the world, and you have a few seconds of invincibility to run away. You leave the world, walk a little, leave the world, enter the world, walk a little, leave the world, enter the world. With a lot of patience, you can easily escape the lava. It's not an easy task, but it works a lot. You can become a unicorn and have a horn in Minecraft. Check it out. Hola! It's easy, just give this command here from the chat. And this last word, you can replace it with, for example, apple, which is apple. And then you put an apple on your head, or you can become an astronaut and put a glass on your head. Feel free to add a sword, any item. You can even add a button, but the button isn't showing up. It must be in my head. Whoa, that's crazy. It looks like a brain. Curiosity number 52 is still about this command. What if you add a bone? If you put a bone, it stays in your mouth just like a little dog, bro. This is really, really cute. There is a technique to fly with an elytra without using rockets. First, you press F3 to show these coordinates and you will pay attention to the angle you're looking at. When you play from a high place, you need to set the second angle to 40 degrees until I heard a loud flapping of wings. And right after that, you go up to 55 and down to 40. When you climb as high as possible, go back to 40. Pay attention, 40 degrees, I'm going down, down, down. There was a very loud noise, turned it to 55. Now it's turned to 40, goes up, goes down to 40. And that's how I ended up flying many, many blocks without using any rockets. You can also fly underwater, but for that, you need rockets. It's a somewhat funny strategy. Just like you, a villager cannot sleep when poisoned. I am poisoned and will try to sleep. There's no way. Now I'm going to show you two very weird bugs that are in Minecraft. One of them lets you walk through walls. You just need to place an ejector, a bucket of water like this, and set up your wall. Soon, you will have this wall, and next to any wall you do this here. Then you put the boat inside the ejector, activate the ejector, and that's it. The boat will kind of form inward here, see? Now you just get on the boat, move forward, and you can cross any place. Isn't that weird? You can go all the way to bedrock. And the second issue is about chests. If you fill a chest with gold or any other item, copy this chest using the control button and the middle mouse button. You will double it. Now if you take an empty chest, fill it with these chests, copy. The game is starting to get a little more stuck. Pay attention to the frames per second. I have 300 frames per second. The higher the number, the smoother the game is running. And I'll take this chest full of gold and put it inside another chest. My FPS is still high, but I'll copy it again and put it in another chest. And now check out my frames per second. Dude, it has already dropped to 7. Whenever I open the chest, it freezes. I'm going to fill up my inventory now and the game might crash at any moment. It's no longer even possible to duplicate the chest, man. My FPS dropped to 5 and it froze, man. The game completely froze. Now going back to the most random curiosities of all. Are there two different oak slabs or not in creative Minecraft? One of them can be broken with an axe and takes longer with the pickaxe. The other one takes a long time to break with the axe and works with the pickaxe. Because she is a slab of petrified oak. I never understood why there is only this wooden item that is petrified. If you die using a totem of immortality, it creates this animation on your screen. What happens if I enchant a totem of undying with infinity on an anvil and die using it enchanted? It does not last forever, that would be really cool. But something really cool happens. Pay attention. The totem that appears on your screen, it's enchanted. Cool, right? It is possible to create infinite discs. Pay attention to this system. Behind this wall of lava, there is a skeleton. When I enable survival mode, this skeleton will try to shoot me, and his arrow will come out with fire. If I place a TNT on this wall here, right as he shoots at me, this way, the TNT will activate, and all the creepers will die from the TNT. That was activated by the skeleton. In other words, the creeper's death was the skeleton's fault. Then all of them will drop random records, and you can farm all the Minecraft discs with this simple system. Still talking about TNT, it's possible for its explosion to deflect a pearl. This is really, really cool, isn't it? I will try one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Dude, it worked! And in this way, the pearl goes much further. Rockets, which are usually launched straight up, they are easily influenced by a current that way. This is really cool because if I launch 4 rockets here, each one will go a different way. You're going to throw a great party using fireworks, right? Now, here are a few things you've probably never noticed in Minecraft. And if you see it, you will never be able to unsee it. The curve of the track is practically a pickaxe of iron laid down. It's very easy to identify an iron pickaxe lying down, isn't it? Another very bizarre thing is that to break an obsidian, you need at least a diamond pickaxe. Breaking it by hand takes a long time. To make the flare, you use this crafting here, and in it you use obsidian. In other words, the beacon must be super tough, like obsidian, but I can break it using my fists. And he nails it perfectly. I understand, Mojang. I think it would be very frustrating if the player tried to break something by accident and didn't recover it, right? 65 will leave you with a very strange feeling. This is a brick block, and you can see that the little bricks fit together, right? Once done with this section, move to the next one, fit here, but it's not exactly like that. When you look from above, the brick doesn't make any sense, because this brick here, it is straight, and this brick here is sideways, and now you'll never unsee this in your life. When you run, the block below releases particles. On the grass, release that particle of soil. In the wool, release the particle the color of the wool. But if you put a carpet, for example, white, the particle that comes out is still from the lower block, man. You can see it clearly with the particle changing. See? For example, I walk on the carpet and a particle of dirt comes out. This is very funny. And no, it does not matter the color of the carpet. This is the podzol block, and this is the block that appears inside the composter. Imagine what you must have thought. Wow, this block is familiar, but you never remembered it was the podzol, right? Yeah, it is. Unique place where podzol appears without being in its biome. Both the boots and the iron helmet provide the same amount of armor protection. Such a small chest. I will now take off the boot and put on the helmet. And she developed a bit of a chest. In other words, it's much more worthwhile to use the boot because it uses up much less iron. Actually, one less iron, right? I'm going to do the test with the helmet. Place a TNT and stay on that block. Let's see how much damage I take. Look, I was left with only 1.5 life. Now I'm going to swap the helmet for the boot and do the same test. Let's go. Incredibly, the boot offered more protection than the helmet. In other words, not only is it cheaper, it also offers better protection. The number 69 is still about TNT. If you want to stop a TNT from blowing up your world, just put an anvil inside it. Besides not causing harm to the world, it greatly reduces the damage you take. The number 70 is very interesting for you who were hit by a shulker. Whenever you are levitating and afraid of falling, if you can't do MLG, just eat a chorus fruit and the game will bring you down again. This is very important and people usually forget. Or if you're flying with an elytra and want a smooth landing, eat a little fruit and you'll stop on the ground. If I tell you there's a wall between those zombies and me right now, do you believe it? Probably not, right? But why aren't these mobs coming over here? Well, one managed to get across now, but that's because he pushed, otherwise he wouldn't be able to see. There is a hidden block called moving piston. Oh, fill bar. I'm going to put this command here to fill from here to here with the so-called moving piston. There is no block here, but actually the mobs cannot cross because it's literally an invisible block that the player can pass through. The mobs also cross, but they think they can't cross. Oh, I'm going to prove it by changing the floor. I swapped the floor for moving piston and no mob dares to cross an empty block. They know they will fall, but here they come. Look how bizarre. All zombies jump. I removed the invisible block and now not even a zombie will jump. Oh, crazy stuff. Here in Minecraft Bedrock, it's possible to make an endless minecart track. It is very easy. You make a soul sand path underwater, this block here, and you throw the cart into this stream. Alright, your cart will start bouncing, and regardless of how strong the current is, the cart will move. And look how crazy he's going to cross and fall on that track. This also works with the player, okay? Just throw the cart and you start flying, man. There's a new command called /locate. Geleia, did this command already exist? Actually, it existed only in locate and locate biome. Now there's /locate poi, which means point of interest. And you can, for example, look for a bee's house and teleport there. Then you find a beehive, or you can look for a villager's meeting. Since there aren't any nearby, he didn't find one. If you ring a bell and give the command to find a meeting, that bell is a meeting. In other words, you can mark the distance you are from the bell with just one command. That's crazy! If you want to loot a bastion without attracting the piglins' attention, just place a hopper under the chest. And you can access the funnel by taking the items from the chest. The piglins will not be angry. Even in this bastion, there's the command F3C. If you hold it, the game crashes immediately. The game starts to make a count and is interrupted. 3, 2, 1. My Minecraft crashed. Here in Desert Village, there is a house that has a secret room. The house I'm talking about isn't this one here. It's not this one. Yes, this house here. She has this little room. Perfect. Here is this little room. However, down here, she has a hidden room, dude. What's the point of this? There's even a torch here for lighting. You can place a damp sponge to heat up the furnace. But what you probably don't know is that if you put a bucket instead of fuel, the bucket fills with water. I've mentioned this in some videos, but a lot of people still don't know about it. Here I have a field of wheat, beetroot, carrot, and potato. And here I have an entire wheat plantation. That is, it's interspersed in lines. It has been proven that seeds planted in rows grow faster than seeds planted side by side. And now I will speed up the game to do the test. Look, the ones on the right are growing. The folks on the left are taking a little longer. It's clearly noticeable. Many on the right have already fully grown, while those on the left are still growing altogether. The ones on the right have already grown almost 100%, and these here haven't yet. So it's proven. Plant your crops in rows. As I sped up the game, it seems like the difference isn't that big. But if you do it in practice, without speeding up, it's almost twice as fast. When you step on a redstone ore, it updates and can be detected by an observer. This lets you make traps. For example, I'm going to place an observer facing upwards with a powered rail, like this. With the redstone system that pushes this redstone block here and activates this powered rail, this electric track will be full of TNT carts. When this observer detects a step on this redstone, it will push this block here, activating these TNTs and blowing everything up. Pay attention. Ah! There was no time to test because an item fell. In other words, it's very, very sensitive, but you can create some really cool traps. Using Honey Observer and Sticky Piston, you can create a machine capable of transporting any mob, item, or player. It's quite simple. Put all the items like I did. Now just give a notice here and it's done, man. Just jump on the honey block and you keep walking forever. Look at the traveling jelly, how cool. Bye, everyone. It is possible to climb onto the roof of the Nether using Ender Pearl. Just find the highest bedrock possible, put some ladders on the wall, and throw the pearl. If it doesn't work, you try one more time and that's it. We are on the roof of the Nether. It's totally possible to pass through a block using an elytra, but it's very tricky. You can also write smoke messages using bonfires. It's a bit of tough work, but if you lock the smoke, unlock it, lock some, and unlock, you can send some messages. Here I wrote an O. Using creativity, you can do many, many things. It is possible to make a super thin ladder using cakes. You leave the first one whole, for the second you eat 1 slice, for the third you eat 2, for the fourth 3, for the fifth 4, and for the sixth 5. If you want to keep climbing the ladder, just eat more cakes. Now you have a super straight staircase that you can jump up and climb easily. Isn't it cool? It is possible to bring the dragon back to life by placing a crystal at each end of the portal. In this way, he will indeed be reborn. However, if you revive him and kill him again, the egg no longer drops. You only have 1 egg per game in Minecraft. For some reason, beyond explanation, mobs can't cross these tracks. It's really weird. Only if one pushes the other, just like that invisible block. Thinking especially about that, you can protect your house. This is my house with rails, man. Mobs won't cross unless they push each other, right? But then you are very unlucky. Don't let them explode too. Be more careful than me and you can protect your house using rails. And don't forget to light up inside the property, obviously. It's also possible to make the lava touch the water without turning into stone, dude. Just put soul sand underneath and create bubbles. This is very weird. I've never seen anything as bizarre as this. Because for those who don't know, lava turns water into stone. And the water turns the lava into obsidian or cobblestone. In the new Minecraft update 1.19, it is possible to combine a chest with a boat. And you can make a boat with a chest, allowing you to carry your items in a slightly slow manner, but very effective. For example, if you are in the water, you move the items very quickly. A potion lasts longer if it hits your head than your feet. I threw it at my feet and it lasted 1 minute and 18 seconds. Now I'm going to play in my head and it lasts 1 minute and 29 seconds. Much better, right? It is possible to produce infinite lava by placing a lava, a dripstone below it, and a cauldron. This little drop of lava will keep dripping into the cauldron until it fills up. In other words, nowadays it is possible to make a lava farm. We've already revealed over 90 secrets in this video. If you haven't liked it until now, dude, I won't say anything else. The time has come for the final 9.7 secrets. You can create soups with random effects using flowers. Each flower will have a different effect. On the Minecraft wiki, there's a list here with all the flowers and their effects. It is possible to change the color of water in Minecraft Bedrock. You can paint it many times, mix colors. For example, green and red make an orange here. The potions also have color here in the cauldron. Glowstone does not emit light while being pushed. Look, I paused the game right at the moment she is being pushed and the game is completely dark. The oak seedling is usually this size. The oak seedling is usually grown to this size here. But if you make this shape with glass and replicate it several times upwards, you can create a very crazy tree. Pay attention. Check this out, dude. A tree grows all broken when you use glass. With this command here, you can create a suspiciously sized fireball. For instance, a fireball that explodes in this area, or by changing that number from 10 to 100, you create a very powerful fireball. What messes up your game and blows everything up here? Just change the explosion value here. In hard mode, every time a zombie kills a villager, it will turn into a zombie villager. In medium mode, this chance drops to 50%. In easy mode, he never comes. On October 31st, also known as Halloween, there is a chance for skeletons and zombies to appear with pumpkin heads. In peaceful mode, an angry iron golem does not harm you. We've reached curiosity number 99. and she is one of the coolest in my opinion. Here in Minecraft Bedrock, you can use this command. Use the command //summon wolf on tame and you will generate a colorful dog. A red dog. With dye, you can change the color of this dog. Look at this absurdity. I have a purple dog now. And I went back to Minecraft Java because now it's curiosity 99.7%. Basically, you create a wither skeleton. Throw him a full suit of netherite armor. After 3 minutes, the skeleton